Hey, hey, hey! This is just a short lecture on nutrition and metabolism. Just a couple little pieces I wanted to point out from those two chapters. But first, let me mention nutrition is the chemical substance supplied by the environment required for survival. And so, we already said in the first lecture about digestion, you've got metabolism broken down into two parts. Catabolism is the breakdown and of substances, and then anabolism would be the buildup of substances. Okay, so pull out your notes for this unit, or for this lecture, better yet. Okay, so some inorganic substances that we need: water, oxygen, and then we produce CO2 as a waste product. And so the nutrients must be broken down into the simplest form, but we know water, we know oxygen, we know carbon dioxide, but I do want to point out the word inorganic. And the word inorganic normally means it doesn't have a carbon and an oxygen attached. So it doesn't include carbon, but carbon dioxide is inorganic. So anything that is naturally produced is going to be organic. And so blood, feces, grass, trees, animals, us, we're all organic. Inorganic would be like dirt and rocks and water and wind. Those things are inorganic. And so, but we look at the grocery store, the inorganic or the organic substances, the organic chicken and things like that. That means it doesn't have as many steroids and antibiotics. And so that's an interesting topic for you to Google. Okay, and then salts. Those are ions or electrolytes, and we always think about smart water and how it's got electrolytes in it, but there lists some electrolytes, and two I want to point out specifically. You already know about the bicarbonate ions. They help to maintain pH, so we talked about that in several different lectures. And then calcium is going to be for bone development. You got to have calcium for every single muscle contraction, so we all really need to increase our calcium intake. But the rest of them are important too, so those are ions and electrolytes. Okay, and then this next part, there's your electrolytes and ions, smart water and such. Okay, there are 4 organic molecules that all living organisms have got to have, the big 4. And those are carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. And so think about this. You've got carbohydrates. Those are going to be complex sugars. So, sugars. Energy. Examples would be, anything sweet, but also bread, potato. Those are carbohydrates. Your body breaks down glucose, and then it stores glucose in a complex carb called glycogen. So maybe write that in as an example. Okay, then you've got your fatty acids. Those are your fats, bacon grease, and such like that. So they're going to be for long-term storage. Fatty acids and glycerol are the building blocks. So you got the fatty acid this way, and then 3 glycerols. That would make a triglyceride. Phospholipids on every single cell. And then steroids, hormones, and cholesterols are both fats. The next one is proteins, which is so important. Proteins are made up of amino acids. So the amino acids are the building blocks. A protein that has a special job, a working protein, is an enzyme. We know that a protein that's communication we call a hormone. So think back to the endocrine system, that most hormones are proteins. And some examples would be albumins and hemoglobin. Remember, hemoglobin is in red blood cells, and it helps to helps to move the oxygen. Nucleic acids, that's your DNA and RNA. So it's nucleotides broken down. Hopefully we're eating lots of nucleic acids in the real food that we eat, the meat, the fruits, and the vegetables, and hopefully everything we eat has nucleic acids, but probably not. Unfortunately, I don't know about Cheez-Its or whatever. But, so those are the big 4 macromolecules: carbs, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. Okay, this next part is about vitamins. Oh, there's a picture that's nice. You can see the 4. what the monomer, that'd be what they're made of. Polymer, those are examples of big substances. So polymers are broken down into monomers. So monomers are single and simple. This just shows about carbohydrates. Starch is broken down into glucose, and then sucrose, maltose, and lactose. Those are all sugars. OSE means sugar, right? Okay, this next part is about vitamins, and there's fat-soluble vitamins, and then there's water-soluble vitamins. Okay, a couple I want to point out to make sure that you know for the exam. Vitamin A, that's going to help you see. Eyes, it helps prevent night blindness. So retinol, carotenes. It also helps with bone and teeth, but vitamin A is very important for vision, and so make sure you got that in. I guess that word can help you with vision. It's antioxidants, which help prevent cancer. I also want to point out vitamin D. So it's going to promote calcium and phosphorus absorption. It's for bone and teeth development. So that's the part you want to know. Bone and teeth development for vitamin D. You can get this from sunshine. Okay, but you definitely want to know for all of the vitamins, I'm going to highlight, you want to know which ones are water soluble and which ones are fat soluble. Okay, different minerals are listed here, and then trace minerals would be in small amounts. So you have them just a little bit. So those are some minerals: calcium, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, sodium, chlorine, and magnesium. And some of them have out beside them what's important. And then the trace minerals: iron, good for hemoglobin. So you just have a little bit of it, but it's real important. Copper, iodine, and zinc, magnesium, and cobalt. And they're an enzyme. So hopefully you'll be able to remember the minerals and trace minerals. Alright, I hope that was helpful.